babe, I'm pregnant. And he's like half asleep. What? Hey friends, it's Aimee Esther here, and today I wanted to share with you the answer to a question that I got on my Instagram a lot, and a question that I asked a lot of times when I was trying to get pregnant, which is, what are my first pregnancy symptoms and how did I find out I was pregnant? So let's talk about it. I found out I was pregnant super early, so I'm going to share with you how I knew and what my symptoms were. If it is your first time stopping by, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You do not want to miss any of my videos. I make mommy and lifestyle videos with chronic illness, so make sure you subscribe and make sure you turn the bell notification on so you don't miss a single video. And let's get started. So first of all, let's kind of take a step back. It took us a little while to get pregnant, about a year and a half. And I got pregnant twice actually. I unfortunately miscarried my first baby, but I had similar symptoms both times, although my second pregnancy, my symptoms came a lot earlier. And the first time I got pregnant naturally. I'll probably do a video about how I got pregnant. I have PCOS and endometriosis, so it was a little tricky, but I will do a video on that later. The second time I got pregnant, I was on Clomid, so I was on an ovulation drug, which regulated my period, so I knew the exact day that I should have ovulated. However, funny enough, that month I really thought I didn't ovulate because I didn't have the normal symptoms that I normally do, and I just happened to miss an ovulation test the exact day that would have come up positive. So I didn't think I was going to get pregnant, but I still was able to notice symptoms super early. So going back to before I got pregnant the first time, I was on a super strict diet of basically just vegetables and meat, and actually it was more strict than that, but I'll just save that for another video. But basically I was just eating vegetables and meat but no starches, so I wasn't eating potatoes and stuff. And I craved, about 3 days before my period was supposed to start, I craved potatoes so bad. Oh, I wanted to eat a baked potato from Texas Roadhouse, and I wanted to eat it so bad. My husband took me there and he was joking that I was pregnant because I hadn't had potatoes in so long. And we were kind of joking about it, but I thought, no way, there's no way. And then a few days later, I found out I was pregnant. And a few days after that, I started to get the nausea and all the rest of the symptoms, but really my only first pregnancy symptom with that first pregnancy was craving potatoes. So flash forward 6 months later when I got pregnant the second time, and this time, like I said, I was on Clomid. I didn't think I ovulated, and so I wasn't expecting to get pregnant at all. It'd been my 3rd month on Clomid, and so I thought for sure, you know, this wasn't gonna work. We've tried it 2 times before and it didn't work, so there's no way this time worked. Well, after a week after I ovulated, I started to crave toast. And at this time, I was eating the same diet, vegetables and meat, and I really wanted a piece of toast. And so I was like, you know what, I've been doing so good on my diet, I'm just gonna have a piece of toast. So I had that toast, and then the next night I craved toast again, and I was like, that's super weird. So I was only 7 DPO, days past ovulation, and I was already having those symptoms. And TMI, but the ladies, the milk makers, if you can see my shirt, the milk makers started to hurt. Sorry, if you know me, that's probably TMI, but they started to hurt a little bit. And I thought that was a little weird, but sometimes that happens when my period's gonna start, so I was like, I don't know if I trust that as a pregnancy symptom or not. Then 2 days later, so we were at 9 DPO, I got really fatigued. And I have chronic fatigue, I have POTS and fibromyalgia, and so that wasn't abnormal for me, so I didn't really think much of it at the time, but I was super fatigued, just so tired. Then the next day, so 10 DPO, I've been talking with my hands so much that my watch thinks I just hit my step goal. So, sorry, watch. Anyways, back to the story. We're on 10 DPO. 10 DPO, I got really nauseous, which, again, I have a lot of health problems, so totally not abnormal for me. I still have nausea kind of randomly throughout the day, but it was just a little bit different than normal, and It just kind of came out of nowhere. It wasn't after I ate or anything. It was just randomly feeling really nauseous. And then I started to get really bad heartburn. And I thought, okay, there's no way. I didn't ovulate. I didn't have the symptoms. There's no way. But I'm just going to take a test just in case. So if you're trying to get pregnant, you probably know the first P of the day is the one you want to use, but it was the middle of the day. I only had the super cheap test, the ones that you get on Amazon, and you get like 20 and they're $1 or whatever. So I had a super cheap test. I took it, I immediately looked at it, it was negative, and I was like, whatever, I am not going to look at it anymore, I'm sure it's negative. Went on with my day. 3 hours later, I came back, and if you're trying to get pregnant, you know this. After like 5 or 10 minutes, the test is no longer valid because of the evaporation line. But I had never had that happen up till this point. But I came back and there was definitely a second line there, and I was like, oh, I can't trust this, but I really want to. But no way, like this has to be an evaporation line, there's no way. And so I went on with my day, and it was a Sunday. And that night, my heartburn got so bad. Oh, I was like in pain. And heartburn is another thing that I'll get occasionally with my stomach issues, but it was never this bad. So I had super bad heartburn. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like, okay, I'm really nauseous. I'm having heartburn. That test was technically positive. I'm just gonna take one more. So I snuck out of bed because I could not sleep. Took another test, so this is the morning of 11 DPO, and it was the cheap test, and it was positive. I was sure it was positive. I saw that little light line, so I went and grabbed my first response, the more expensive one, and I took it, and it was positive, and I was freaking out. And I am not one of those cool people who does like the cute little thing for your husband. No, I went and I woke my husband up. I like tapped on his shoulder. I'm like, babe, I'm pregnant. And he's like half asleep. What? Okay. He like doesn't even remember it. The next morning I'm like, dude, do you remember what I told you last night? He's like, I don't know. Yeah, I know, not a cool way to tell your husband you're pregnant, but we were super excited. I was super nervous because I miscarried with my first baby, but I went to my doctor and he had my HCG levels checked every couple days to make sure they were doubling and they were getting stronger, and they were, and I now have my little rainbow baby here, and it was super exciting. And it's so funny that I found out so early, especially because I didn't really think that I had ovulated that month, but it is possible to find out. I got my positive test at, I guess, 10 DPO was my first positive test, and I had symptoms the first time at 7 DPO. So super early. Watch for those symptoms. Of course, every pregnancy is different. Like I said, my first pregnancy, I only had a little bit of cravings, and the nausea didn't even come till after my missed period. So every pregnancy is different. You might have no symptoms your entire pregnancy. You might have nausea the second that you implant. I don't know. But I wish you luck. If you're watching this, I assume you're trying to get pregnant. So if you get pregnant, make sure you come back and let me know in the comments how you knew you were pregnant, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and most importantly, please subscribe to my channel. I have a YouTube channel for a couple weeks now, and I am really loving it here. It's just so much fun. So make sure you subscribe because I need some more subscribers, and I make mother and lifestyle videos with chronic illness. So if you are wanting to get pregnant, you definitely want to hit that subscribe button so that you stay up to date. Alright, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.